In this section, you'll hear the opening headline and a clear summary of the main points coming up, so viewers know what to expect next in the clip.
Dear colleagues, if you I'm fine. I didn't shake her hand because oh, they don't like each other. Ja. Ja, Marco, goed zo. Ja. Dear colleagues, please take your seats so we can start. So, good morning. Good morning to this important meeting of NATO foreign ministers. And I indeed again want to thank Sweden for the wonderful hospitality. Also last night with the King and Queen and the Prime Minister, it was a really lovely evening. Also having Andriy Sybiha there to discuss, of course, issues around Ukraine. I think that was very good. So again, Maria, thank you so much for making this possible. We will have an important meeting ahead of us today. We will, of course, discuss the outcome of The Hague, the summit, and how we now move into the Ankara summit, making a success. First of all,
next, this segment will spotlight the most significant angle of the story and preview the key moments you'll see in the upcoming footage.
When it comes to the spending, and we see all over NATO territory the spending rapidly ramping up. Last year it is really staggering in Europe, in Canada, equalizing now over time with the United States. But that's not the only reason we spend more. Yes, of course we do it for that reason, because it is fair, but also because we need the money to make us capable of defending NATO territory. And it is deeply rooted, as you know, in the capability targets. But this money only makes sense not only when we have the men and women in uniform, of course they are key, but also for them to have their hands on the defense industrial output. And that is a big issue all over NATO territory. So that will be a big issue in Ankara, but also an opportunity. Because when we speak sometimes about the defense dividend, the jobs, the extra production capacity coming online to defend ourselves, there is also, of course, an economic element in the US, in Canada, in Europe, and we see more and more companies working across the Atlantic. And then third, Ukraine. Making sure that we do everything to keep Ukraine as strong as possible in the fight. Defense dividend, the jobs, the extra production capacity coming online to defend ourselves. There is also, of course, an economic element in the US, in Canada, in Europe, and we see more and more companies working across the Atlantic. And then third, Ukraine. Making sure that we do everything to keep Ukraine as strong as possible in the fight. Of course, there are developments. The whole situation with Iran, the Strait of Hormuz, the freedom of navigation, at this moment basically seriously being under threat. There is an issue we will no doubt also touch upon today. I know many of us are very worried about the situation, and I know that many countries have already pre-positioned very important military equipment close to theater, so to see how we collectively can help in the next phase. And so all of that will be no doubt today being discussed. Hey, again, thank you for organizing this, all of you for being here, and now for the media, please leave the room.
First me, right? Isn't it me first?
Finally, we'll close this portion by outlining what viewers should watch for and how the upcoming scenes connect to the broader narrative of the clip.
Oh, sorry. First, we will listen to the Foreign Minister of Sweden. Excuse me. And then, the media, you can stay for another few minutes. Sorry. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mark, and dear colleagues. I'm honored to welcome you all here to the southern part of Sweden and to my home region and to Helsingborg. And I'm proud to host the very first NATO ministerial meeting only 2 years after we joined. We are currently at the narrowest point of the Øresund Strait, one of the world's busiest international waterways in the midst of the dynamic Øresund region, connecting Sweden not only to Denmark but also to the greater continent. The strait is a maritime gateway to the Baltic Sea region, the very same region which is one of the geostrategic bases for Sweden's role and engagement in the alliance. With our membership, the security map of this part of Europe has been redrawn, allowing an increase of NATO's operational depth and tying the North Atlantic and the Baltic regions more closely together. Russia continues to threaten the security in the whole Euro-Atlantic area and test our readiness. Right here along the coastline, vessels from Russia's shadow fleet pass almost on a daily basis, financing Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine. It underlines the importance of NATO's policy to constrain, counter and contest Russia. Dear colleagues, today's meeting is an important milestone on the road to the NATO summit in Ankara. The focus of the discussion will be how we together can deliver on the key priorities ahead of the summit. And our priorities are threefold. Demonstrating progress on the Hague Defence Investment Plan in order to enhance deterrence and defence, increasing defence production, and ensuring stronger and more sustainable support to Ukraine. These are all key points for the unity and the resolve of the alliance. I will come back to Sweden's contributions later, but I want to thank you, Secretary General, for steering us through today's discussion, and I very much look forward to our exchanges. Thank you.
And with that, we conclude the public part of our meeting.